and show the young guys what being a winner is all about, and it made my job and Coach Senny's job, Hewitt and Coach Lamola's job much easier. So we're proud of them. One more time, let's give a round of applause to the wrestlers. Back-to-back conference champion season.
Okay, Mr. Lee. Next up is Student Government Representative Isaiah Shockley. Mr. Shockley.
How you doing? My name is Isaiah Shockley, and I'm the president of Student Council. And I'm here to talk to you about our March events and upcoming April events. So as far as the blood drive, we had it March 28th on Friday. They collected 35 units of blood that could be supplied to 105 patients. Let's make some noise for that one. Let's clap it up. We have our AP study sessions on Saturday, March 28th, and our travel club trip, March 29th to April 13th to Italy. For anybody who has kids in the school that are going on an Italy trip, safe travels. I hope everybody makes it there and makes it back safe. As far as upcoming April events, PSA training on March 30th, preparing for the freshman town hall connection meeting scheduled for Tuesday, March 31st. Our green and white games is Thursday, April 2nd during the day. This is the first year they will be doing that. It's usually after school, but this year it will be held during
Excuse me, Isaiah, hold on a second. Please, can we respect our students and give them the room, please? Thank you.
Thank you. We have our green and white night games, green and white during the day games. It's on Thursday, April 2nd. For the first time, come out. All the students will come out. You parents aren't allowed, but it's a very great event, and it's going to be a lot of fun. Spring break starts Friday, April 3rd to the 10th. No school. The senior trip begins April 14th through the 19th in Florida at Disney World. Our senior citizens prom is Thursday, April 16th. It's sponsored by PTEA and FBLA and LOC. Students will be waiters and waitresses at the event. Our military family breakfast is Tuesday, April 21st at 8:30 a.m. PSA training is Tuesday, April 21st, preparing the freshman town hall connection meeting scheduled for Thursday, April 23rd. Our open mic night is Tuesday, April 21st at 6:30 in BCAF Courtyard. Our ASVAB testing is Thursday, April 23rd in the morning. Our PTHS spring prep rally is Friday, April 24th, and it's a shortened schedule for that day. Dancing with the Stars is Friday, April 24th at 6:30 p.m. held in the auditorium, sponsored by the Dance Club. Our spring sports begin. Spring track has started. They're practicing every day. Baseball has a record currently of 2-0. Softball has their first games beginning today. Tennis has a record of 0-1. And flag football has a record of 1-2, and they had their third game yesterday. Clubs that are currently being held monthly is Student Council, very busy with setting up events. FBLA is preparing for the end of the year events, donations, and community service projects. The Morning Buzz announces daily. Dance Club is preparing for Dancing with the Stars event, and Travel Club is preparing for their trip to Italy next week. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Mr. Stafford. All right, next up is Laura Archer, Business Administrator, for the budget presentation.
Good evening, President Lee and Board of Education members. I am here tonight to present the 26-27 tentative budget. Okay, is that better? So the final steps of the budget process are the tentative budget, which we are here tonight. It's due to the county tomorrow, March 27th. The earliest date for the public hearing is April 24th. The last day for a public hearing is May 7th. And Pemberton Township's public hearing will be on April 30th. I'm now going to talk about estimated revenues for the 26-27 tentative budget. Revenue factors and estimates. I'm going to talk about adequacy budget, which comes from a state aid notice, equalization aid, tax levy, local share, local fair share, budgeted fund balance, banked cap and budget adjustments, and a revenue summary. Adequacy budget. For every school district in New Jersey, the state calculates what would be the necessary funding for an adequate education for the students of each district. This calculated amount is known as the adequacy budget. 26-27 adequacy budget in the state aid notice for Pemberton is $95,380,808. Equalization aid. The amount of funding the state contributes toward the adequacy budget. This figure is based on community property valuations, income levels, and the level of state funding determined through the annual budget process. Pemberton's equalization aid is $61,820,738. This goes towards the $95 million I just spoke about. Local fair share. Local fair share is how much a community is expected to contribute toward the adequacy budget. It compares equalized value and aggregate income. The factors change from year to year. Local fair share, the amount of property tax revenue a school district is expected to raise to fund the adequacy budget, which is the cost to provide an adequate education for their students. The local fair share for Pemberton Township is $33,560,070. This is a state calculated amount. Our school district is currently below adequacy by $7,250,080. So again, adequacy is the amount the state determines is needed for an adequate education for our students. With the 26-27 budget, we are only now below adequacy by $512,796. Budgeted fund balance. Funds available from unexpended expenditures and unanticipated revenues. Fund balance can be used towards future budgets and/or increased reserve accounts, such as capital reserve, maintenance reserve, and emergency reserve. Banked cap. Money that we have a limited amount of time to use. Typically, a prior year adjustment that was not used. And this will allow adjustments and bank cap allow a district to go above the 2% tax levy cap. Healthcare costs. The healthcare costs of Pemberton School District increased just under $6 million from the 25-26 school year. Of that $6 million, $4,394,251, a healthcare cost adjustment was generated. Here's the healthcare adjustment again for the increase in healthcare costs, the $4,394,251. We also have bank cap available that was generated in 24-25 of a little over $4 million. We are using $1.9 million towards the 26-27 tax levy of $33,047,274. Some increases driving the tax levy. The $5,938,646 of anticipated state health benefit increase over 25-26. We are estimating $1.7 million of sped and regular out-of-district tuition increase over 25-26. $389,785 of utility increases over 25-26, and $513,892 of transportation increases over 25-26. Tax levy. The township's average assessed home is $165,893. The increase on the average assessed home is anticipated to be $709, which equals about $59 a month. For the borough, the average assessed home is $186,258. The average assessed home, it should see an increase of $679, which equates to about $56 a month. We do have a little over $2 million of capital projects in the budget. Newcomb Library HVAC, Pemberton Township High School first floor flooring, Stackhouse attic fire alarm, district exhaust fans, Brotherhood fire alarm, renovation of co-op building, and HVAC at Home Fort. Preschool. The total preschool budget is $10,068,219. Of that, there is a carryover of preschool education aid that we are using to balance their budget of $968,611, and we are also transferring from our operating budget $922,600 for our special education population. It should be noted that $968,000 will not be available in 27-28. We will be starting the 27-28 preschool budget $968,611 in the hole. Revenue summary. This is comparing 26-27 to 25-26. We have an increase in our fund balance of just over $1 million. The local tax levy is $6,819,279, and we are showing a little bit of additional miscellaneous revenue of $172,017 for an overall increase of $7,991,908. State and federal aid. We are seeing an increase in state aid of a little over $2 million, a slight increase in our semi-revenue of $53,742, and we are showing a small loss in impact aid of $137,198 for an overall increase of $2,071,908. Special revenue. Preschool aid, we see that increase of $1,165,000, and again, the $968,000 is the large piece of that number. Transfers to pre-K, we see a slight increase of $31,000 for our special education population. Titles 1, 2, 3, and 4, we have a slight estimated increase of $135,872, and IDEA, we show an estimated slight decrease of $69,522. Other state and federal aids, we're showing just over $1 million loss, and this is due to, we are waiting on legislation to confirm our amount for the funding, and this funding will go towards capital projects in the summer of 2027. So the revenue summary, local again, almost $8 million change from 25-26. State and federal, a little over $2 million, and special revenue, $259,000, for a total increase of $10,323,158. So in balancing the 26-27 budget, we not only looked at revenue, but we also looked at where we could have some savings. So 26-27 savings. We are going out for an equipment loan we were able to take $300,000 out of the budget. We have completed staff restructuring and reductions that total an estimated $1,158,215. This includes 2 administrators, business office full-time position is being replaced with a part-time position, 4 elementary teachers, parent involvement specialists, and 1 technology department staff. We also realized staff breakage of $580,276. This last number is not part of our budget, but I wanted to bring it up. We received $19,639,964 of federal money for the Fort Dix renovation project. It needs to be noted that if we did not receive this funding, any renovation at Fort Dix would be coming out of future budgets and our reserves. Board action. Recommend the board approve the 26-27 tentative budget in the amount of $135,886,516 with a proposed total tax levy of $33,047,274 for submission to the executive county superintendent. Thank you. Board members, questions or comments?
Thank you, Ms. Sargent. Mr. King, did you?
I do have a couple of questions here. Why is the state is not fully funding our preschool program, correct?
Correct.
And they are supposed to be. So, who in the audience here, who can they all contact when we talk about adjusting the fair funding formula and to find out why our preschools are not being funded? Who would they contact?
May I jump in? Mr. King, great question. We have slides, when people enter the auditorium, obviously our District 8 representatives, Assemblyman Angela Lindsay, who is here tonight, Assemblywoman Katz, Senator Kyber. I have reached out to all 3, email exchange with Assemblyman Angela Lindsay, but I've met personally with Mr. Lee, and I've met personally with Senator Kyber, Assemblywoman Katz. We need to contact the governor's office, Department of Education, and I know there are plenty of people here that do not live in District 8. I don't live in District 8, so we need to contact our legislators from other districts as well. We have a problem with the funding formula. We get an insurance adjustment of $4.4 million, but they didn't give us extra money in terms of our adequacy budget. They're saying, you have an insurance problem, we'll let you take care of it, without giving us any extra money for it. The preschool budget as an SDA district should be fully funded by the state. We'll be looking into that, looking at other SDA districts to see if other SDA districts are contributing local funds. There would be an opportunity to reach out to talk to the Ed Law Center to explore a possible lawsuit. For us right now, we would have problems with that because right now, because we use all our carryover, technically we can put any money in local funds yet, right? So we can't go and file a lawsuit and won't have a harm. The harm will come for a year. So there's going to be some legwork that needs to be done with that, but that is a significant problem for us. Thank you. Hope I answered this question.
Cut any
I'm sorry?
Does this budget cut any aids?
This budget does not cut any aids.
Thank you.
I have a question. So I just wanna make sure I'm clear on this. The $931,000 that we have to cover preschool with, because the state didn't cover it, has to come from the K through 12 budget, right?
Correct.
Well, the 968,000, because there's reserves that we have built up over the years in preschool, we're using that. So it's not coming from the K-12 budget yet. The problem is next year, without any additional funding to cover that, it'll come from the K-12 budget or reserve.
So that means we're starting out the PK
We're-
negative of almost $1 million again.
Yes.
Okay.
I have a question about the 33 million that, is, the local fair share. How much is that gonna make our property taxes go up for the township? What percentage?
That's 26%.
26%.
The 26,
Go ahead, excuse me.
I just wanna get clear, so by, raising it 26%, that means we don't touch no aids, right?
Correct.
Excuse me, any more questions? Any more questions for the business administrator? Excuse me, sir. Excuse me, sir. Any more questions for the business administrator?
Yes. Did you just say that this budget includes the staffing we have now without any, contracting out?
That's correct, except for the slide where I showed the savings of the positions that were.
Yeah, we could not budget for any other scenario because that's the scenario we had, right?
Okay, I have a point that when the state started this equalization nonsense, many years ago, we were contributing 10 million. They told us our fair share was 17 million. So we contribute more, so I don't understand why we feel we have to continually increase it. It's 7 million now. That they should be able to take a little at a time instead of saying, take it. I know the board has raised the last few years, what, 9%? So, is the state demanding we go to the full?
No, they said it's our responsibility, and we're not going to the full. It's actually, I think we're still a $500,000 short of the full.
Oh, only 500,000
Yeah.
instead of 7 million? Anyhow, I just have to say, there's no way I can support this budget. It would be extremely harmful to our community.
Are there any more questions for the business administrator?
Can I make a comment? You know, when I started on this board, I did not understand the local fair share, and I sat here for 4 years. And when I came, I don't remember the exact number. We were like, I'll say 20%. No, just realize I'm throwing out numbers there because I never remember exact numbers. We're like 30% below it at that time, and we were told that we had to make up for that. So we did it slowly at 9%. We didn't just jump up there. Okay, so after those 3 years that we did that, then the state said, oh, well, you have to provide more now. So this isn't our choice. This is the state saying, oh, those numbers have went up. So I get, trust me, I get that we pay the taxes, but if we want to provide for our kids, you know, I don't like the budget either, but I just want you to understand that this isn't a choice that us as a board have made. And I'm probably gonna get yelled at for saying it now, but I wanted you to understand from my layman's perspective on how that local fair share works. Because when I was first explained it, I didn't understand it. Okay, but the state has come down and said, oh no, now you've gotta provide choice. So we either don't let our kids have a good education and don't raise the taxes. I mean, we have a choice to make.
Is that it?
Is there, are
Excuse
they
me.
the only cuts, the ones that were shown?
Correct.
One administrator,
Two.
two? You know, in the past, we used to look at it and, there were across the board cuts. That I could support, across the board. As I said last month, our district office used to be 6 people. Superintendent, assistant superintendent, business administrator.
Right.
And 3 secretaries. And now we have a cast of, I don't know, 20 in district office. And they didn't have computers back in the old days. Today, there are computers. So I really think we need to look at some restructuring.
Thank you, Ms. Cole. Are there any more questions for the business administrator? Thank you.
Yep, thank you, Mr. Lee. Next up, our administrative line report for February. The HIB SSDS report for February suspensions through March 26th. The superintendent's HIB report, the recognized investigations completed through March 26, 2026. Approve the investigations through February 26, 2026. The intent to homeschool submissions for February. Teacher candidate placement agreement with Rider University. And the 25-26 high school testing days revised calendar.
Thank you. May I have a motion to approve administrative items?
Motion to approve, Larry.
Second turn.
Are there any questions for Mr. Havers regarding administrative items? May I have a roll call?
Ms. Adams?
Yes.
Mr. Barney?
Yes.
Mr. King?
Yes.
Mr. Mama?
Yes.
Ms. Cole?
Yes.
Ms. Sheridan?
Yes.
Ms. Lowry?
Yes.
Mr. Lee?
Yes.
Motion passes.
Thank you. Okay, before we open up public participation, I got a statement to make of the board. I would like to make this brief statement regarding the misinformation that was out in the public about our teachers' aides and cafeteria workers. The Board of Education is responsible for educating the children of this community and trying to provide them the best possible learning environment. We are also responsible to the taxpayers, and we're also responsible to make fiscally responsible decisions. In addition, we are here to protect the staff that carries out their duty, which are most of you guys out here in the audience today. Although, as you heard tonight, some of these decisions get difficult and tough questions have to be asked, especially since in light of the healthcare premium increase that's affecting every school district in the state and new administration's Board of Education reorganization. So with those things in mind, our board asked our attorney to file a notice of intent to subcontract. This does not mean the board will subcontract our staff. It is a tool that is only allowed to be used when the contract isn't expiring and we have dialogue or conversations with the union. Once the notice is filed, the board and the union have 90 days to discuss the situation, and hopefully we can come up with some type of resolution. During this 90 days, the board cannot take any action to subcontract. During the 90 days, the board cannot take any action to subcontract. And the board needs all the information available. It'll be irresponsible for us to not ask tough questions and not try to get all the information before we make our decisions. So the notice of subcontracting is a way for the board to gather information, have a discussion, and determine the path forward. And with that in mind, we're going to open up for opportunity for public address. Thank you. Excuse me. Hold on, sir, we're not there yet. Excuse me, sir, we're not there yet. This is, a reminder, this is for agenda items only. And so in accordance with the public participation in board meetings, the chair will limit discussion from each individual or group representative to 3 minutes. In accordance with the policy 0167, all statements shall be directed at the presiding officer. No participant may address or question board members individually. We have the cards right here. And so may I have a motion to open up public address?
Motion to open public address, King.
Second, Larry.
All in favor? Any opposed? First card up is Ms. Susan Hertel.
My name is Susan Hertel. I live at Lakehurst Road in Brassmont, New Jersey. My name is Susan Hertel. I live at Lakehurst Road in Brassmont, New Jersey. I'm here to talk about the budget. I've been here for the last 2 years since I've been retired. I've told you many a times the wasted transportation partner. You've ignored me. You have out-of-district drivers doing in-district runs and in-district drivers doing out-of-district. And you're paying for both out-of-district people. Because one has a contract and one's doing the actual job. You're paying double for runs such as BCIT. I told you about that. That hasn't changed. You now got drivers filling out trip tickets. And they're not even actually doing the job. Months of it. You're letting them steal it. You're covering it up. You're saying, okay, we'll let you pay this back by the run job that you are really doing. We're not going to pay you. With a job you're really doing is 21st century, and that is grant money. When the members come in to do an audit on transportation and sees you're not using that money that you were granted, guess what? You know what's going to happen. They're going to take that grant money and you're not going to have it for their children. Now we're going to steal from their children? Years ago, about 15 years ago, I remember a time we came in a budget crisis like this. I don't remember what the teachers did. I know the bus drivers. We took a 1.5 year pay freeze just so we could save jobs. Why don't each and every one of the administrators do it? Garage. You know, he broke the fence, automatic fence on purpose. He broke the salt dog. Now we got injuries from the ice out there, and you need to start having people made accountable. You got runs given out of seniority order, so it takes 2 months to file grievance on this stuff. And now you got to pay the person that was supposed to have the run 2 months back pay. Plus you've already paid the person the 2 months that did the run. Get the transportation department in check. There's half your money.
Mr. Mayor, Mr. Matt, I think your card is in this, we had you up next, but did you want to come to the next time or you want to speak now? Mr. Mayor, I can't say that. Okay, next up is the mayor, Mr. Mayor. I can't say your last name, so I'm not going to. That's all. Excuse me, son. Quietly.
Council meetings are tough. President Lee, Mr. members of the board, I'm here tonight for 3 important reasons. First, I urge you to exhaust every option possible before moving down the path of this double-digit tax increase. Our residents are already struggling with rising healthcare costs, higher gas prices, increased food costs, significantly higher homeowners and auto insurance premiums, and a steep increase right now will hit them extremely hard. Second, I'm offering a true partnership between the township and the district to find ways to reduce costs for shared services. Our business administrator and I will be meeting with Mr. Havers and Mrs. Archer next week to begin these discussions. I would like to invite the board president, President Wayne, to join us in those discussions. These conversations are long overdue, and they're necessary if we want to find real savings. There are real opportunities here: janitorial services, fleet management, property maintenance, and other areas where our operations overlap. Anywhere there's a like service, there's a potential to share resources and reduce expenses. Third, and most importantly, we must find a way to ensure we do not lose teachers, aides, food service workers, or any of the support staff to make our schools function. I cannot imagine cutting the very people who shape our future. These individuals are not the highest paid employees, yet they deal with some of the most challenging situations. And they deal every day with patience and care. They are underappreciated and deserve better. Tax increase paired with the threat of losing their job is a double blow that they shouldn't have to carry, and they do not deserve. If reductions need to be considered, I strongly suggest looking elsewhere. This district is frankly very top-heavy. I understand the position you're in. I'm facing the same pressures as we work through the township budget. Our administration knows these challenges well, but that's exactly why collaboration is so important right now. Let's work together, let's protect our residents, our staff, and more importantly, our children's future.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. Next up, Mr. Robert Horn.
Now this is what solidarity looks like. I've been president for 5 years, we never had a turnout like this. This is people that have come out to support their colleagues, their neighbors, their friends, people in the community. I want to say, I know a lot of you people work hard to prepare statements and whatnot, and many of you may not get a chance to speak because there's a limit on that. If you don't get to speak tonight, come back April, come back May, come back in June, because this is not resolved yet. To address that tentative budget that was explained. Now, even with the increased healthcare costs, what I saw up there is that you have a super healthy fund balance for several years, you have lots of miscellaneous revenues, and you have substantial surplus. I also believe that breakage was substantially underreported, but we're going to get to that later. There does not seem to be any fiscal emergency requiring you to either privatize support staff or raise taxes 24 to 30%. There's no other. So why are we concerned? Because that notice intent to subcontract went out. That means you're considering it. And if you're considering it, it means it could happen, and it means we are very deeply concerned about what happens to our colleagues and our neighbors and our students who will suffer. The other reason why we are concerned is because Ms. Archer, who was kind enough to present that budget presentation, this is her first year as business administrator, if you didn't know. And she came from Chemung, where she privatized food service and AIDS over 10 years ago. And so I have to be honest with you. Isn't that true? Is that true? All right. Let me say, perhaps, maybe she's not responsible for it, but they have been doing it there. I spoke to their president the other day. They've been doing it for over 10 years in Chemung. And they're in a fiscal emergency. We're not in a fiscal emergency, I'll tell you that. But I do have two questions about the tentative budget. The first one was going to ask, and somebody already asked, did the tentative budget include privatization of the AIDS? And you said no. So I will follow up then, since you put the intended subcontract for AIDS and food service, and I'd like an answer, it's a yes or no question. Does privatization of food service, is that in that tentative budget? And the second question, is there any chance of you voting to privatize AIDS and food service in the next 3 months or after June 30th? Two questions. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Long. Next, we have Ms. Diane Finucci.
Good evening, board. I haven't been here in a while, and I didn't know this was going on because I'm a retired old fart now. Anyway, hopefully you'll get the answers to your questions soon. I'm here as a representative of Pemberton Borough. I'm on council there, and I don't know whether you are going to do a budget presentation for the borough this year. Are we getting one? Because if not, I'm the conduit, so I have a few questions. Are we going to have a budget presentation?
This is not a Q&A. I can talk to you afterwards. That's not
Okay, well then I'm going to ask my questions like it's a no.
Okay.
Okay. I know it's not a Q&A, but I thought that question could be answered. Anyway, I'd like to know for Pemberton Borough, you said the township was getting a 26% increase. What is the borough increase?
That's what we thought.
I know, but didn't you get asked that earlier? For township? Somebody said it was 26. It was a question. Okay, so I won't get the answer tonight. All right, well, what is happening with another question is, what is happening with the state formula, and how is that impacting this increase? That's my other question too. I don't know how I'll be answered, whether you still have an email for me or anything, but I need to know these answers so I can bring them back to my council when appropriate. Also, if the figures I saw were correct on the screen, it does look like some work does need to be done to bring everything back down to more normal increases like we did with the 9%, which was still high, but at least that was absorbable by most people. I'm particularly keying on what Ms. Skull said earlier. I think she's got a good handle on it. So if the board would just get together and listen to that reasoning, I think maybe we can come out of this all happier. Thank you.
Thank you, Ms. Lee. Next, we have Ms. Donna Lefevre. Lefevre, I'm sorry. I'm so sorry, that's my friend. Lefevre.
Hi, I'm Donna Lefevre. I'm a district employee for 32 years. 32-year union representative. Also 20 years as the vice president from the AIDS and security division. But we represent all members, regardless. This has really hit me hard. It comes close to home. We've been here before. I am now retired. But this actually really got me because 5 years ago, when we sat in negotiations and I was the negotiations chair, everybody was like, oh, why do we push them for 5 years? This is exactly why. Once our contracts are open, we knew this was coming. And our teachers supported us at that negotiation table, going for 5 years, not knowing what the future would be with our salaries. And now, to hear that you even consider part of that budget that you presented, you're talking these astronomical numbers. Well, guess what? This is also an aged community. The neighbors on my street have been there forever. A lot are retired military. I myself get the senior freeze. I don't pay a lot in those kind of taxes for school and all. So who's picking up my slack when we get this break? The township absorbing it? The state absorbing it? You look at those figures in the township and see who's getting these freezes. And it's a lot of your senior citizens. There are no cost of living raises in our pensions anymore. There's nothing to help the people out there. And I look at these young children, these families struggling. And sometimes the only person that knows what that child is going through is your cook. And your kitchen. Uncontrollable now. I know. I worked it for 32 years in special ed. It may be different funding, but guess what? We got calls when there were crises in regular classrooms. They put nothing of pulling us from the jobs we do every day. And this is all got to be stopped here. It's got to stop here. Because we are the people that put everyone in office. We are the people that can take you out.
Let's go, Bob.
Good evening, everybody in general. My name is America Phillips. I live in Pemberton Township for 46 years, educated my 3 children, well educated in this school, and never saw the numbers we're pulling out right now. Okay? Number 1, I'm 81 years old. I live in a fixed income. The least the government gives me is some money because I'm a widow for a veteran, I'm a mother for a veteran, a mother for an officer, and a firefighter in the field in the past, and a state worker for the disabled for 28 years. Well, I want to bring it up right now. 1984. 1982, I started working for the Lisbon Development Center as a state worker for the disabled. I know what those kids go through. We struggle, but we manage. One day we're not enough money, but guess what? We stick together. Okay, now, what I want to bring it up is, I recall when I moved here, we had one superintendent. What is going on right now? Because he's we need only one superintendent. Get ready for all the people. That's why you want to suck it to the old people. It's not why they are living there. guy's name, okay? We need only one in that field. When I have a problem with my children, I want to see the superintendent. Only was one. Not three, not four. What the junior superintendent do? Does the superintendent sit and look nice? Okay, right now, in 1984, 2010, when I retired for the state, I was a chapter for the state. And I saw a lot of things coming. But all those workers where you have in here, those 8, those people are working every day. They are paying your salary, the worst part, because they live in here. They are taxpayers. You the pay us the money.
Thank you, Ms. Cole. Thank you, Ms. Cole. Time's up. Thank you for your comment. Now may I have a motion to close public comment? We have another one coming. Please calm down. We have another open mic coming. Just calm down.
Motion to close, Larry.
All in favor? All in favor? Okay, now on to the minute. Get a motion. Can I get a motion to approve work session minutes for February 19th, 2026?
Motion.
Excuse me. May I have a motion to approve work session minutes from February 19th, 2026? Action meeting minutes from February 26th, 2026. Those two.
So moved, King.
Second, Larry.
Any questions regarding the minutes? May I have a roll call?
Unfortunately, I have to say no because I thought I saw a mistake, but I cannot remember. It was concerning me, but I can't remember where it was. So I'm going to say no on this just so that I'm not voting for something that I'm wrong on.
Thank you.
Mr. Barney?
Yes.
Mr. King?
Yes.
Mr. Obama?
Yes.
Ms. Gall? Yes. Ms. Sheridan? Yes. Ms. Lowry?
Yes.
Mr. Lee?
Yes.
Motion passes.
Thank you. Now we're on the Curriculum and Instruction Committee. Ms. Lowry.
Okay, the curriculum construction committee met on March 16th. We went over some planned purchases for our technology. We also went over the breakage usage for the school districts and their arrival time. As we went down the agenda, I'm looking for you to approve the field trips, the assemblies. We have some practical placements. And we also have, want to highlight the, some out of district placements, overtime, bus duties. We also discussed, some of the upcoming ROTC drill fitness competition coming up. We discussed Skills USA competition on Saturday, which our kids were highlighted in. We also had the recipient of the Career and Technology Scholarship Award for the Medical Arts Scholarship, the Presidential Scholarship, and Career and Technology Education. We had 2 students who received that. We discussed some restructuring, comparing it to the out of district. We also looked at some out of placement and training.
Thank you. Any questions for Ms. Lowry? Now we're on to buildings. And may I have a motion to approve instruction?
Motion to approve curriculum and instruction.
Second, Chairman.
Thank you. Any questions for Ms. Lowry regarding instruction? May I have a roll call?
Ms. Adams?
Yes.
Mr. Barney?
Yes.
Mr. King?
Yes.
Mr. Obama?
Yes.
Ms. Gall? Yes. Ms.
Yes.
Mr. Lee?
Yes.
Motion passes.
Thank you. Now we're on the Personnel Committee by Ms. Sheridan.
Okay. The Personnel Committee, we went over the body mentor stipends that are going to be paid, the revisions to Schedule C and Schedule D, the extra stipend paid for teachers, the extra class during the block. Job description revisions, there were several very big changes in job in leave of absences, new hires, resignations, retirements, salary adjustments, the substitute list, which was really short this time around, and transfers, reassignments list.
I said thank you. May I have a motion to approve personnel?
Motion to approve personnel, Larry.
Second, King.
Any questions from Ms. Sheridan regarding personnel? May I have a roll call?
Ms. Adams?
Yes on everything except I, the new hired.
Mr. Hardy?
Yes, however, recusing myself from item G, whereas it might be conflicted.
Mr. King?
Yes.
Mr. Mama?
Yes.
Ms. Cole?
Yes.
Ms. Sheridan?
Yes.
Ms. Lowry?
Yes.
Mr. Lee?
Okay, yes. Can I have a roll call? Oh, yes.
Motion passes.
Any questions? Ms. Policy? Yes, we on to Ms. Policy. Ms. Bivens is not here.
Yes, Mr. Lee, Ms. Bivens is not here, and there was no policy meeting this month, but there is approval for second readings. So I'm looking to ask for a motion for approval.
Can I get a motion to approve policy?
Motion to approve policy, Larry.
Second, Sheridan?
Thank you. Any questions? No questions. Can I get a roll call?
Ms. Adams?
Yes.
Mr. Barney?
Yes.
Mr. King?
Yes.
Mr. Mama?
Yes.
Ms. Cole?
Yes.
Ms. Sheridan?
Yes.
Ms. Lowry?
Yes.
Mr. Lee?
Yes.
Motion passes.
Thank you. Now we on the finance report by Mr. King.
All right, in finance, we actually have a lot, we have the normal bills list, we have the board secretary's report, the normal, budget transfers, we have cash reports. We did get an active donation from Acme, a couple of $40 gift cards to be distributed for qualified families.
Hold on a second, Mr. King. Excuse me, can we have the floor, please? Thank you.
We also had some donations from for the carrying closet from the Acme and Wegmans. We also are going to have to pay for the heat extractor fans and for the schools. We're also the special services transportation, and we're also going to have a thing for the long-range facilities plan that we're going to have to start going over. And then we have the Monmouth Ocean Educational Services Commission. And then we have some professional development for board members and business office, and some professional services, and we have the tuition for displaced students, and the tentative budgets, and the tentative preschool budget.
Thank you, Mr. King. Can I get a motion to approve finance?
Motion to approve, Sheridan?
Second, Larry.
Any questions from Mr. King regarding finance?
Yes, I actually sent him, unfortunately, it was later in the day, 2 questions on 12K, which is the long-range facility, thing. I'm trying to pull it up so I can read it right from there. My question is, if we approve this, do their suggestions become final, or do we as a board have a vote if we agree on the proposed long-range plans?
Ms. Archer, do you want
So, it will be reviewed, by the director of facilities, Mr. Beaver, myself, and then it will go to the board before it's fully implemented, so they will have a say.
Okay, thank you. My next question is under 12R, the 26-27 tentative budget, there, I was reading that form, and there is a lot of things that is, that it says it's not included in the budget. And I don't understand why those things are set that way, and what that means for us as a, as a board, or as a finance, as the budget. Okay, example, it says here, sorry, I gotta find it. The maintenance reserve account withdrawal, resolved that the Pemberton Township Board of Education does not include in the proposed budget an adjustment for increase/decrease of the maintenance reserve account. It says that for the impact aid, it says that for the capital reserve. Can you help me to understand that, why it's written that way?
So the reserves were not used as part of this budget. For capital reserve, you had a large project.
I'm sorry, I cannot hear you.
The reserves are not included in this budget. If there were very large projects, you would most likely tap into a capital reserve to pay for that project. The other reserves are similar to that.
Is that it?
Does that answer
Is
the
that it?
I think I get it now, thank you.
I have a question. Were these cuts that were discussed earlier only discussed with finance? Or were they even discussed with finance?
No, they were discussed with the finance committee.
Okay, one of the things that bothers me about this is that I know in the past, I talk about that a lot after 50 years here, but the board had discussion, and they could make suggestions for cuts. Like one of the things I brought up was bringing our cooks together to get suggestions for cuts for the food service program. So it really bothers me that even though the budget's a board responsibility, we really, I feel, should be meeting and having discussions about the budget instead of, at the last minute.
Is that it, Ms. Cole? Can I get a roll call?
Ms. Adams? Ms. Adams?
I'm gonna say, yes to everything except for R and S, because I am not fully understanding, I have not, been given enough information to make those decisions.
Mr. Barney?
Yes.
Mr. King?
Yes.
Mr. Mama?
Yes.
Ms. Skull?
Yes, for things other than R and S. I vote no on R and S.
Ms. Sheridan?
Yes.
Ms. Lowry?
Yes.
Mr. Lee?
Yes.
Motion passes.
Now to Operations Committee report by Mr. King.
The Operations Committee report is just about the facility usage for the next couple of months, and that's it.
Thank you. May I have a motion to approve operations?
Motion to approve, Larry.
Second, Skull.
Any questions for Mr. King? May I have a roll call?
Ms. Adams?
Yes.
Mr. Barney?
Yes.
Mr. King?
Yes.
Mr. Mama?
Yes.
Ms. Skull?
Yes.
Ms. Sheridan?
Yes.
Ms. Lowry?
Yes.
Mr. Lee?
Yes.
Motion passes.
Thank you. Okay, now we're on the public address. This opportunity for public address in accordance with the public participation at board meetings. The chair shall limit discussion from each individual or group representative to 3 minutes. In accordance with policy 0167, all statements shall be directed at the presiding officer. No participant may address or question board members individually. We have an abundance of cards here, and I have a motion to open public address.
Motion to open public address, Sheridan.
Second, Scott.
Before I call the first person, I just want to, we have a lot of cards here, so please stay within the 3 minutes. I mean, I don't want to have to stop. I'm interested in hearing from everybody. So everybody just please adhere to the 3-minute mark so we can get as many of these cards in as possible. You get that motion? All in favor? Any opposed? First up, we have Assemblyman Anthony Angelos. Woo!
All right, everybody. So I just want to introduce myself. I'm State Assemblyman Anthony Angelosi. I represent the 8th Legislative District. Just for the sake of clarification, that includes Pemberton Township and 24 other towns in Atlantic and Burlington County. I was recently just sworn in January, so I'm new to the job. Just a little background on myself. I've been a teacher in the Hamilton School District for the past 18 years, and for the past 7 years, I've served as the president of the Staff Labor Union, the Hamilton Education Association, representing 400 members. So I just want to begin by saying I want to thank all of you for serving on the school board. I don't have to tell you that sometimes it is a very thankless job. You have to make a lot of tough decisions, and particularly right now, it is an extremely difficult time to be managing the finances of the school district. I can tell you, as somebody who ran for office as an educator, our health care, our health insurance for public sector employees, it's broken. The way our school funding formula from 2008, broken. We need to fix it. And I pledge, as somebody in the education community, I want to partner with this board. I want to get you answers to your questions, and I want to work together to try to save folks' jobs. So, the next thing I'd like to say is I truly believe that all employees in the Pemberton Township School District deserve to be represented by a union. Full stop. All right, I think district employees deserve an enforceable contract, collective bargaining rights, due process, safe working conditions, and a voice in district decision making. And what tends to happen when you subcontract is the company that you bring in doesn't care about any of that. So we got to save those So the employees in question that are being evaluated for possible privatization are support staff. These are people who live locally, a lot of them in Pemberton, all right? They work here because they care. They're invested in the success of this community, especially the students. I mean, you take a look at the food service. They literally feed the children, a job that requires enormous trust and care. You take a look at our classroom aides. They help our youngest, most vulnerable students academically. The support staff employees in every school district, everywhere, are already criminally undervalued, and yet they come to work every day and work their best. Now, one specific worry that I always have when this topic of subcontracting comes up is that, you take a look at classroom aides. Aides are the backbone of IEP implementation. They make sure that, right? So our aides, they make sure that our special ed students receive the highest quality education.
All right, sir, can you wrap?
Well, I'm gonna say this. Right now, if there's a problem with the worker, you're dealing with the worker, the union, and the admin. With a private company, you're not gonna have that. You're gonna have new problems with the company.
Thanks for your comments, sir.
All right, fine.
Thank you. We have Mr. Robert Holmes.
if you're an aid or food service worker whose livelihood is threatened by outsourcing, please stand up. Stay stand. If you are a teacher or a staff member who knows our students will suffer if these dedicated professionals are replaced by strangers, please stand up. If you are a community member or someone who believes our schools are not for profit and that our students deserve better than transient, low-wage staffing, please stand and remain standing. You're going to hear testimony tonight about the heart of our schools. Our support staff aren't just employees, they are neighbors, mentors, and the backbone of our community. They know our students and they're invested in their success. Replacing them with a for-profit staffing agency isn't just a business decision, it's a betrayal of Pemberton values. The only reason to consider such a draconian move is a dire financial crisis, but the facts tell a very different story. The state audits of your budgets show that this district is not in the red, it is thriving. In 2024-25, you budgeted $360,000 for miscellaneous revenue, but actually brought in over $3.1 million. That is nearly $2.8 million in revenue you didn't account for. For the last 6 years, your actual revenues have outpaced your spending by an average of $3.5 million annually. Last year alone, you had over $4.2 million more in surplus than you originally budgeted for. You have consistently been over the amount budgeted for by over $4.7 million on average for the last 9 years. You have maintained a healthy fund balance with the last 3 years growing by a lot. We aren't losing funding. We received an extra $551,000 in state aid last year, $4.3 million this year, and we just learned that we are slated for another $2 million next school year. Kudos to you for your fiscal management. You have built a healthy, growing fund balance. Great job. But that success makes this proposal even more confusing. You have the money. You do not need to outsource our staff, and you do not need a 30% tax hike. Suggesting that these are our only two options, quite frankly, is dishonest. If you are determined to find efficiencies, stop looking at our lowest paid workers and start looking at the top. We are spending over $3 million on central administration and supervisors. That does not include the principals or APs. $3 million, which is nearly double what Burlington Township, Mount Laurel, and Eastham are paying for the same administrative salary. Our district has become top-heavy, while the people on the front lines are being told there's no room in the budget. Last sentence is time to stop the union-busting rhetoric and start making prudent cuts at the top, rather than at the expense of our students' stability and our neighbors' jobs. Thank you very much.
Next we have Vanessa Ryder. Vanessa Ryder. Please, can you quiet down so we can hear the speaker?
My name is Vanessa Ryder. I'm not just a number or just a classroom aide. I serve and support your children and in this community. I have been a resident of Pemberton Township since my father was stationed at Fort Dix and then retired. I was a student in this district. I have 2 children who are students here at Pemberton Township High School. Nicholas, who is a student now at Rowan University and is in his sophomore year and studying chemical engineering. My daughter, who is Hannah, who is a senior and is involved in JROTC and is going to college and was just accepted to her top school. I'm married to my husband Charles, who was born and raised in Browns Mills. In June, my husband was diagnosed with a rare cancer, is undergoing treatment, and I am a provider of his health insurance. We are all processing these events and are optimistic, but unsure of what our future holds. I have been with the school district since 2019, when my brother special needs had passed. I served as a substitute teacher and a parent through this school district. During the time of COVID, when special education students needed support, I supported and I showed up and I answered the call. Even though, despite knowing that COVID can be brought into my home. I served when they needed me to learn to teach using classroom meets during this time of COVID. 4 years ago, I became a classroom aide at Newcomb Middle School. When I came in and the teacher was out on medical leave, I served. I was the constant in that classroom and I showed up every day. This is what us classroom aides do. We show up. We wear many hats. When they need support or a shoulder to lean on, we are here. We are the ones that support the students' needs during transitions, during school and community activities, such as dances and after-school sports. We serve our students and our teachers, and we give 110%. Pemberton Township, and they all have their own stories.
Okay, thank you, ma'am. You just wrap up.
Let me finish with this. There's days when we don't feel supported. There's days where we would rather have all the students.
Excuse me,
and
ma'am. You're gonna have to
here.
wrap it up.
Would you rather have your classrooms work with your students? Who would you rather have your classroom?
Thank you, ma'am. Thank you for your time. Yes, we have Miss Kim Carpack. Excuse me, I am sorry. Miss Kim. And Miss Eileen Taylor, you up next, if you can make your way down to the front.
I'm Kim Karpiak. I am a kindergarten aide at Fort Dix Elementary. I agree with this sentiment. Not only are we undervalued, we are under-respected. And that needs to stop. I was in this exact spot approximately 2 years ago when you wanted to get rid of the kindergarten aides. I want to thank the board for supporting us and keeping us on the payroll, in our rooms, helping our kids. So I thank the board. I pulled some numbers from our payroll sheets from 24-25 school year. The numbers you would be replacing, board, if you decide to privatize, is a different number than the union has because our 4-hour aides count also. That would be 189 people. 189 people pulled out of our district schools. Kitchen and aides. You will never be able to replace those people. The numbers aren't out there. The numbers aren't out there. And also, I've done some research on the companies that are available to do subbing for permanent people that have been displaced, rift, whatever you want to call it. They can't touch kids at all, except diapering. So that would mean a kid that's having a really bad day, there's no help coming, because those people will lose their job. High five in the hall? No, not happening. And you know that makes a kid feel special when that happens. If you let us go, that would be a dump on the kids. It would be a dump on the teachers. We already find it difficult to get coverage and support from departments in the district. We are children's education and their voices. The payroll numbers are approximately for 8 and kitchen, 189 people, $4+ million for the payroll. Payroll for district principals, supervisors, directors, $6 million for 51 people. I need it to make sense. We are here for the children. Our paychecks come from the children. Thank you.
Excuse me. Michelle Emmons, you're up next. If you can make your way down to the front. Go ahead.
Hi, I'm Amy Taylor. I am a teacher at the Early Childhood Center. I am sure you all know the importance of quality early learning on high school graduation rates and future success. After all, isn't that the reason the preschool program was established? According to the National Association for the Education of Young Children, a consistent caregiver is crucial for a young child because it builds a secure attachment, reduces stress, and fosters healthy brain development. A predictable, responsive, caring environment enables children to feel safe, promoting emotional regulation, cognitive growth, and better social behavior. It allows children to trust their environment, encouraging exploration and learning, improving behavior, and emotional self-regulation. Outsourcing staff is notoriously unreliable and inconsistent. Are you aware that early childhood classroom aides are trained in our curriculum, handled with care procedures, developmentally appropriate practice, and are responsible for teaching the lessons to the children in the classroom? Most of our aides dedicate themselves to early learning longer than most of you will serve on board. Stable and consistent supervision in the cafeteria ensure that my children with allergies are not put in harm's way each day. Just last week, my classroom aide jumped up to help a child gagging on her lunch. Can you assure us that these temps you bring in will do the same? If we had another pandemic, would contracted food service workers cook and distribute meals to families driving by for pickup on hot and rainy days? Our classroom aides and cafeteria workers go above and beyond every day, not because it is their job, but because they care, and the people they care about are part of their community. According to the Nonprofit Research and Policy Center in the Public Interest, guaranteed cost savings by privatization often don't deliver and can end up costing districts more in the long run. On top of costing districts more money, school administrators lose the ability to manage and direct school staff. I ask you, as a member of this community who has sworn themselves to faithfully, impartially, and justly perform all the duties of a Pemberton Township Board of Education member, according to the best of your ability, is this what you want your legacy to be? Increased high school dropout rate, and emotionally unstable alumni.
Thank you. Miss Michelle Emmons. Also, 1 second. Miss Christy Van Brainer, you're next. If you make your way down to the front, please.
Good evening, members of the board. My name is Michelle Emmons, and I'm the head cook of Pemberton Early Childhood Center. I've been working with Pemberton Township Food Service Program for 18 years. I'm here today with my colleagues to respectfully ask the board to reconsider the proposal to privatize our schoolers program. Our cafeteria staff are not just employees who serve food. We are part of the school community. Every day we build relationships with students, learn their needs, and make sure they receive safe, nutritious meals. Many of us know the children by name, they know their allergies, and they know which students would need extra care or support. For students with severe allergies, medical dietary restrictions, or special needs, familiarity and attention to detail can literally protect their health. Our current staff works closely with school nurses, administrators, classroom aides, and families to ensure these students receive meals that are safe. When programs are outsourced to large private companies, staff turnover is often higher and workers may not have the same long-term connection to our students. Privatization may promise cost savings, but there are important questions to consider. Will meal quality remain the same or improve? Will students with special dietary needs receive the same level of personalized care? What happens to the experienced staff who have served this district faithfully for years? How will the district maintain accountability if a private company fails to meet these expectations? Our current team already understands the unique needs of our students and schools. We take pride in providing meals that are safe, nutritious, and served with care. Removing the people who know these children best could create unnecessary risk and disrupt an important part of the school environment. Instead of privatizing the program, we ask the board to work with the existing cafeteria staff to strengthen and improve the program together. This issue is not just about jobs, it's about the well-being of the children in our schools and the stability of the community that supports them. We respectfully ask the board to pause the privatization process and engage with the cafeteria staff, parents, and community. Thank you for your time and your continued commitment to students and employees of this district.
Hold on 1 second. Mr. Walter Kenny, you're next. If you can make your way down to the front. Thank you.
Hi, my name is Christy Van Bramer. I've lived in this county community for over 20 years. My kids graduated from here, my grandkids go here, and I'm a one-on-one aide for this district. You guys have no idea what we go through as aides. I've been here since the pandemic. I have worked side by side with a lot of these women from PECAC all the way up to this high school. I've never, ever in my life thought I would have to stand up here and ask you guys to save our jobs. You think Ms. Biden has it? We all have a story. I'm a minister. I come to school to help these kids. Even on the outside, they come and see us. They see us at the parks. They see us in the stores. They hug us. Are you thinking that from these privatized people? Some of our kids are nonverbal. We, as educators, I'm going to say educators because we are alongside our teachers, not just aides. We help them day in and day out. We help the parents. We talk to the parents. They know what we do for their kids. I'm asking you to save our jobs. I'm asking you to think twice about this and look at that budget again. Because we not only need to be here, but our kids need us. I know some of you on the board have known me for years. You know I've lost my daughter. You know I've had risen up. You know my grandbabies go to these schools. You know that you have kids of your own that are autistic on our school grounds that we take care of. We can speak about what you want to do before we do. Thank you.
Thank you. Thanks for the comment. Mr. Kenny, hold on. Miss Crystal Baker, you're up next. If you can make your way down to the front, Miss Crystal Baker.
Good evening. My name is Walter Kenny, and I came to speak on behalf of our kitchen staff and our classroom aides, our aides in general. Our kitchen staff often routinely arrive up to 30 minutes early every day. Yes, sir. They're on time, just to ensure everything is ready for our students. They know which kids have allergies. They know which kids are falling through the cracks and need help. They are often the quiet safeguard of making sure no child goes home. are building up level aids. Many of them spend many waking hours with these kids as they do with their own families. Supporting them, not only in the classrooms, but during lunch, recess, music, everything else. They are a constant, trusted presence in these children's lives. These roles aren't easy. Many aides have been punched, kicked, bitten, slashed and yet every day they return, just hoping for a better. Showing patience, compassion, resilience that cannot be measured on a spreadsheet. They care for these children as if they were their own. And the kids feel that. You can see it in the community because they are a part of the community. Students running up to them outside of school, excited for the camp. These staff members, they don't turn away. They stop, they listen, they engage with the families. Always trying to make a difference in the lives of some of our most vulnerable students. Many of them giving even more of themselves, purchasing supplies, clothing, shoes, out of their own pockets. At the beginning of COVID, when everybody else was home, our kitchen staff came back in. At multiple locations, delivering car to car, food and, meals and food. Cars lined up, like at Harper Wiley, from the entrance of Harper Wiley all the way out to the border, every day. The community needed them, and they showed up. Not looking for recognition, not looking for praise, but because it was the right thing to do. Yes, you may be able to replace their positions. You cannot replace their heart. You cannot replace their dedication. You cannot replace the relationships they built over the years.
All right, Mr. Keeney, thank you.
These individuals are not expendable. They are essential to our schools, our students, and our community.
All right. Thank you for your time. Ms. Baker, and also Ms. Megan Stiles, if you make your way to the front, you're next. Megan Stiles.
I am an aide in the district for a student with disabilities, a parent, and a resident of this township. While the district is considering to privatize all aide positions for a monetary value, you are not considering the effects this will have on our special education population, many who are nonverbal. These students require consistency on a daily basis. If you have ever read an IEP, transitions for these students can be very challenging and can cause many behaviors. They do not deserve to have their lives affected to save a few dollars. This includes the kitchen staff as well, who dutifully learn and know every single student daily. Next, as a parent in this district, you are taking away health benefits for me and my child. You would be responsible for many families losing their benefits, not only their jobs. If you truly consider the effects of this impact this will have on students, staff, and families of the district to save a few dollars, shame on you. As a resident, my rent has increased due to the school having a deficit the past 3 years, yet in your budget, there is none. Shame on any board member that votes to let this happen. Can all aides and kitchen staff please stand for me? Education only works if we are a team. You are not only choosing to remove many employees from the team, but the employees who bring the team and the district together. Thank you.
Thanks for your time. Miss Megan Stiles. And next is Montreal Newell. Can you make your way to the front? Montreal.
Good evening, members of the board, and thank you for the opportunity to speak today. My name is Megan Stiles, and I'm a 3rd through 5th grade ABA teacher at the ZMC. I've had the privilege of working alongside fantastic classroom aides in both the ABA and ERI programs over the past 6 years. I have seen the positive impact these aides have had on children in Pemberton firsthand. I'm here tonight to express my concern about the proposed privatization of classroom aides. This decision may appear to be a logistical or financial change, but in reality, it will have a profound impact on some of the most vulnerable students in our schools. Many of the students who rely on classroom aides, especially students with disabilities, depend heavily on consistency and routine. For children with autism and other developmental differences, familiar faces and predictable support systems are not just comforting, they are essential for learning. Trust takes time to build. It takes patience, understanding, and daily interaction for a student to feel safe enough to take academic and social risks. When aides are part of a school community, they become that consistent presence. They learn each child's communication style, triggers, strengths, and needs. They celebrate small victories and help students navigate difficult moments. That relationship cannot be replaced overnight. Privatizing these positions introduces uncertainty and instability. Contracted aides may change more frequently, may not receive the same training, and may not have the same long-term connection to our school community. For students who depend on stability, that loss of consistency can mean setbacks in progress, increased anxiety, and disruptions in learning. This decision also deeply affects the aides themselves. Many of these individuals have dedicated years to supporting our students. They are not just employees. They are mentors, advocates, and trusted members of our family. Lower wages, fewer benefits, and less job security for people who have devoted their careers to helping children succeed. When we talk about supporting students, we also must support the people who work alongside them every day. Our aides help create inclusive classrooms where all students can learn, grow, and feel valued. Removing them from the district community risks weakening the very support systems that allow these students to thrive. I would like to say thank you to Kim Trippett, Tempest Parrish, Tanya Ebert, and Pam Hamilton for their continued support and dedication. I urge the board to carefully consider the long-term impact of this decision, not only on budgets, but on children, on relationships, and on the dedicated aides who make our classrooms stronger. Thank you for your time and for your commitment to our students.
Thank you. Okay, and also Mr. John Meyer, you're up next, if you can make your way to the front.
There is no experience like being a Pemberton student. Getting the diversity of culture and economic statuses, nothing on earth could compare. I am honored to be a Pemberton student, but there's absolutely no way I'd be who I am today without my aides and support staff. When I was attending Tech Ed, I had a support staff member named Miss Eden. She was so sweet and so patient, I ended up calling her my wife. Of course, I didn't know what that meant at the time. I just knew it made them laugh. When you're younger, you don't realize how important they are to you. They're the ones that tie your shoes. They are the ones that teach you how to read. And they are the ones that give you hugs when you need it. Now, even today, as a graduating senior, I am the captain of Pemberton's dance club, and our advisor is none other than Miss Cornish. She stays up late to make sure not only that our choreography looks good, but that we look good doing it. Pemberton isn't P-Town without our aides and support staff. And if you get rid of them, Pemberton will never forget, and the students will never forgive you.
And next we have Ms. Tina Ventura. Will you make your way to the front? You're up next, Tina Ventura. Mr. Meyer.
Good evening. I am John Meyer, Vice President of the Union for the kitchen staff, custodians, and maintenance department. I'm reading a letter from one of our famed kitchen help to the Pemberton Board of Education. We are advocating to our 6-hour workers cafeteria workers and our 4-hour cafeteria aides to stay employed by the Pemberton Township District. The majority of us live in the community, and our children and grandchildren attend or have attended the Pemberton Township School District. We make a difference with the students, and they enjoy seeing us at school and also within the community. They look forward to sharing their stories and accomplishments with us. We love what we do, and we enjoy interacting and encouraging the students. It takes a village to raise a child, and we are that village. If we lose our jobs, it will be a financial hardship for many of us that live within this community. Several of us have worked for privatized companies and came here to work for better work environment. Other concerns we have, will the student get lunch on half days after school and during the summer? Will meal prices increase with the new company, and will students be able to charge a lunch? What will happen to the current outstanding lunch account balances? Will the taxes go up in Pemberton? Either way. All this would greatly affect the community. What happens to the insurance and pensions, and how can they assure that the new company will offer that? Because with privatized companies, that just isn't possible. Thank you for the Pemberton Township 6-hour cafeteria and 4-hour work aids.
Thank you, sir. Ms. Tina Ventura. And Ms. Sue Hortel, you're next. If you can make your way to the front, Ms. Sue Hortel.
Good evening, members of the Board of Education. Thank you for the opportunity to speak tonight. My name is Tina Ventura, and I'm a K-2 multiple disabilities teacher at Denver. I am here to advocate for the assistants who serve in our schools, especially those who live in this community and work in both our multiple disabilities classrooms, our preschool and kindergarten classrooms. These assistants, they're not just support staff, they're caregivers, educators, trusted adults in the daily lives of our students. Their role is essential and their impact is lasting. My experience is in the multiple disabilities classrooms where education goes far beyond our academics. Assistants help students learn how to communicate, build relationships, and develop critical life skills like eating independently, using the bathroom, and safely navigating their environment. These students require consistency, patience, and deep understanding. Assistants provide one-on-one and small group support, often anticipating needs before they are even expressed. They build trust with students who rely on routine and familiarity, and that trust is in the foundation for any meaningful progress. They comfort students who are anxious or overwhelmed. They support early literacy and math skills, manage classroom routines, and help our children learn how to share, cooperate, and regulate their emotions. Many of these assistants live right here in our community. They know our families, they understand our students' needs, and they bring a level of care and commitment that cannot be outsourced. They are consistent, familiar faces who show up every single day, ready to support our children. When a student with significant disabilities sees a familiar face who knows their communication style, their triggers, and their strengths, that student feels safe. And that safety is the foundation of learning. Privatization puts all of this at risk. When we replace community-based staff with outside contractors, we risk high turnover, lack of continuity, and weaker relationships. For both our youngest learners and our students with significant disabilities, that instability can be harmful. Progress depends on trust, and trust takes time. This is about more than just jobs. It is about protecting the support systems our students depend on every single day. I would like to say thank you to the assistants who have been a support system to myself and my students throughout my career, and those who have taught my very own children in this district. They have become like family, and they know who they are. They are sitting in this audience right now. I urge the board to reject the privatization and instead invest in the assistants who are already deeply invested in our schools and our community. Protect these roles, preserve the relationships, and continue putting our Pemberton students first. Pemberton pride. Our children.
Thank you, ma'am. Thank you, Catherine. Hey, Steve, good.
Thank you. Thank you. Ms. Hotel. And next we have Robert Sturvis. Could you make your way to the front? Excuse me, can we have our sir speaking to the mic, please?
I'm going to go a little bit off script about what they've all been talking about. I want to talk about the safety on the buses. Bus 4 yesterday, it's one of the oldest buses in our yard. It was sent on a trip to Pennsauken with the softball team. Smoke poured out of underneath the hood. The driver drove another mile, parking it in a parking lot before getting out to even see what it was. If that was an actual fire, the kids would have been done. They would have been gone, and we would have been having memorials. That driver should have pulled over, evacuated the bus, then checked to see what the problem was. We need to train our drivers better in case of emergencies. My granddaughter was on that bus. And I hate to think that something would have happened to her because of lack of training for the emergency evacuation and stuff. I mean, we do them twice a year. They should have known to evacuate that bus. They did not know what that smoke was coming out from underneath the hood. Please, can you reconsider and train some of these drivers in emergencies? Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Service. Thank you. Also, Frank Dickey, you're up next. Can you make your way to the front? Thank you.
Hello and good evening, board members. As you can see, an outpouring of support has gathered here tonight to sway you on one key issue. And I stand here like many of my colleagues to speak to the support in telling you this. The privatization of our aides and lunchroom workers, of our friends, community members, of our neighbors and relatives is not only a mistake, but it's wrong fundamentally. Each day, I work alongside these same people for whom this decision seeks to strip the accessible benefits, medical care, and living wages from. I watch as these aides juggle the job of multiple staff members, going from room to room, handling odd tasks, comforting overstimulated students, disseminating instructions, and more. As I teach every day, I am comfortable in the knowledge that the person in my room is committed, that this person is a known quantity to all of us, and that their character is reflected at times in years of service to this school and this community as a whole. While I'm not always one to laud anecdotal evidence, I was surprised at the comments made by a friend a few weekends ago. As I opined on this very matter in my worry of it, he interjected to me, citing his own experiences, both personal and familial, with the very same kinds of companies that provide these privatized services. Horror stories of children being harangued for $2 debts, threats of halting graduating from lower grades unless these debts were paid, classrooms that saw a revolving door of aides that to them this was just a job, disinterested, uninvested LinkedIn hires who were chosen not even by their own special education supervisors to work with the most vulnerable population of students they have. Now all I can say is what most people in this room are already thinking. In light of new evidence, there is obviously no shortage of funding for the upcoming year. It would be ludicrously cruel to cut even more corners and take away more objectively positive resources from our children. I stand here today to beg you to see reason, to simply be rational, and move to strike down the very idea of this proposal that has absolutely no quantifiable listed net positives for the future of any of the children in this community. Thank you.
Next up, we have Ms. Tammy Shorter. Can you make your way to the front, Tammy Shorter?
Good evening, President David and Council. We are living in a cultural moment profoundly defined by fragmentation and anxiety. Consistency and security is what our children need. They need to see the same faces. The greatest gift that we can give our children is the gift of consistency, security, and validation. The aides, janitorial staff, support staff are extremely important and necessary. Privatization does not breed stability or consistency. There are many things in life that can be faked or manipulated. Love is not one of them. These committed aides and support staff members are needed. It is love that causes them to dedicated individuals to get up, to come to work day after day. I stand here tonight asking you, sir, and the board, please do not allow this to happen. I know your love, Mr. Lee, for this community. I believe that if I cut you right now, you bleed green. If you need me to stand with you so we can get the necessary funds, I'll do it. If you need me to march, I'll do it. If you need me to peacefully protest, I'll do it. I am a product of the Pemberton Township school system. I have 3 grandchildren in this school system now. My desire is that they experience the same level of consistency, integrity, and care that I experience. Ms. Stahl, I'm going to mention some names here. Ms. Stahl, Mr. Moore, Mrs. Moore, Mr. Buffett. These individuals brought consistency all 4 years of my high school education. None of them ever taught me a single class. But because of their consistency and commitment as aides and showing me love and showing me attention, I am the product that you see standing before you today. I stand here because of my wife. She had to leave to go take care of her mother. But I've never seen anyone love her job so greatly as an aide. She comes home, she talks about these kids, she prays over these kids, she loves these kids, and that's something that can't be faked. And I know that all of these aides feel the same way. I thank you for your time. I appreciate you for all that you did. I didn't just say that stuff, and you know that. Like I said, I believe you'll bleed green, and I'll bleed green with you. Thank you.
Ms. Tammy Shorter, and next up, Ms. Cynthia McBride. You're next to make your way to the front. Thank you.
Hi, my name is Tammy Shorter. I'm going to have Chris go and read my letter here that I wrote because I get very emotional when I read, and I'm not a very good public speaker.
Thank you, Tammy. My name is Tammy Shorter. I'm a retired teacher's aide and assistant. I worked for this district for 33 years. It has come to my attention that this board wants to privatize or subcontract assistants and cafeteria workers. My thoughts on this are, if you are to subcontract, you are taking away and putting more pressure on the teachers and making it 10 times harder for them. And if you bring in different people on a daily basis, the teacher will need extra time that they do not have to explain the needs of each child, not just those with special needs. It will take away important teaching time, whereas an assistant and an aide who is there on a daily basis already knows the needs of the children. Our students need consistency. They need assistants and aides that are always there for them. Aides who know the needs and make them feel safe. How would you feel if you had a different secretary every day? How would you handle it? I was also informed that at least 25% of our cafeteria workers and aides live within the Pemberton community. I'm sorry, 85% live within the Pemberton community. Some have children attending these schools. Or have had children that graduated from these schools. The consistency, support, and love of all of these teachers and staff are what make that possible. Everyone involved on a daily school day to ensure the safety and well-being of these students isn't critical. I understand that the district wants to cut and save money. I'm sure there are several other ways to make these cuts. Our children deserve consistency, safety, and knowing that their needs will be met without putting a price tag on the quality of their education. The understanding that consistency, presence, and love are real inheritances that we that shape who we become. Yes. I'd like to share a few things that I did not, that I did as an aide, and I'm sure that you are other stories that could. Okay. I'd like to continue with the insert from an email that was sent not long ago.
Excuse me, your time is up, sir.
I'm gonna make sure this email to everybody for you.
No problem. No problem.